Please welcome to the stage President and CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment Europe, Andrew House.
Good evening and welcome to GamesCom. I'm Andrew House, President and CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment Europe. It's truly an honor to be here this evening talking with you all. I've been part of the PlayStation family for over 15 years, and in that time we've seen many incredible things, from the birth of the original PlayStation to the dawn of a truly online world for interactive entertainment. We pride ourselves on being a company that is always changing and always innovating. Tonight, I hope that we'll demonstrate that PlayStation has a very bright future and that we're poised for even greater success globally, including Europe and throughout the PAL territories. Shaping the industry and responding to the needs of gamers has always been paramount for PlayStation. Back in 1994, the original PlayStation launched as the first CD-based games console, revolutionizing the way games were created. When we launched PlayStation 2 in 2000, we brought gaming to the mass market, first by introducing a high-quality, reasonably priced DVD player into the mix, and then by creating social games through innovative brands such as iToy, SingStar, and Buzz. These were games that made PlayStation accessible to a completely different audience. We began to see gaming coming out of the bedroom and into the living room as a viable entertainment option for the whole family. More recently, with both PSP and PlayStation 3, we've moved the technology forward significantly and pushed the boundaries of what is possible. We're very proud of what we've achieved, but our drive is always to support creativity within the industry and to influence the next generation of games. It's this principle that I'd like to talk with you about tonight. Tonight, I intend to take you through our business strategy, provide a glimpse into our future, and make it very clear just how much PlayStation is shaping the gaming industry and the entertainment experience of today's consumers. But before we talk about where we're going and what the future of PlayStation has in store, let me remind you about the solid foundations of our current business. Let's look at PlayStation's business performance, both globally and more specifically for the SCE region. So, if we start by looking at PS2, or as I like to call it, the Michael Schumacher of games consoles. No matter how old it gets, it still goes strong, and the rest of the field seem to watch on with admiration and envy. Now, well into its 10th year, you can see that it's still selling incredibly well, with worldwide sales now reaching almost 139 million units, whilst throughout SCE, it sold nearly 52 million units. It's a truly incredible achievement and a great example of how top-quality hardware and a broad catalog of software results in fantastic longevity. Moving on to PSP, we've already announced that we will be launching PSP Go in October and have the strongest software lineup yet throughout the year. Yet regardless of what's to come, sales of PSP have continued to grow at a very healthy rate, with global sales now reaching 52.9 million units, whilst throughout SCE we have sold 17 million PSPs. Between this solid foundation and our aggressive plans for 2009 and beyond, we're confident that PSP will continue to go from strength to strength. Now let's turn to PS3. Our global sales have now reached 23.7 million units, and I'm delighted to announce today that our SCE install base has now broken through the 10 million unit barrier. To achieve this milestone in just over 2 years in our market is a remarkable achievement and something, again, that we're very proud of. But our sales figures for PS3 are only half the story. The industry has changed, and we now find ourselves in a networked world where entertainment is transformed by the unlimited online opportunities available. It's through PlayStation Network that PS3 really comes into its own. The infinite possibilities of PlayStation Network open up PlayStation fans to a genuinely unique experience. Content, features, players, and communication suddenly come together, offering a limitless choice that should not just excite hardcore fans, but will allow everyone to mold their entertainment experience to reflect their own personal tastes. It's this principle of a service that delivers a unique offering for everyone that has resulted in the number of PSN registrants worldwide now reaching over 27 million, whilst throughout SCE there are over 11 million alone. If you break that down, what you have is a connection rate of our consumers of approximately 60%. But it's not just about registering to the PlayStation Network, it's about being part of the community. That's why it's so important to us that the number of global downloads has now surpassed 560 million. That's well in excess of 500 million pieces of content worldwide. For us, it's not about charging people purely to access the online world, and it's not about charging for every item available for download. We want people to find PlayStation Network accessible and, most importantly, compelling. I believe that the number of downloads shows that we're giving consumers a reason to come back and to re-engage with the PlayStation community online on a regular basis. And that constant re-engagement yields revenue. I'm pleased to share with you that we have generated over $280 million worth of revenue, proving that our network consumers are driving new business opportunities in addition to our packaged media business. Another great differentiator for the PlayStation Network business is, of course, PlayStation Home. When we opened up the Home beta to the public last December, we had very ambitious plans. For the first time ever, we wanted to offer gamers a place to go, a place to meet, and above all, a place to share ideas with like-minded people. PlayStation fans are using Home in the same way that they use other social media. We wanted to create a totally new style of gaming community, transforming and shaping the way people interact not only with PS3, but also with each other. We were very aware that such ambitious plans would take a considerable amount of time to accomplish. And over the last 8 months, the service has been significantly enhanced, and the user experience is far superior to what it was back in December. Clearly, PlayStation fans have agreed with this, as the number of times the home application has been downloaded has increased at a considerable rate, now to over 7.5 million worldwide, 3.3 million of which are within Europe and the PAL territories. Much of this success has been based on the increased quality of the content available from both our first and third-party partners, whether through the EA Sports Complex, the Red Bull Island, or the many first-party game spaces such as Buzz and Infamous. We're committed to increasing the number and variety of compelling experiences available in home, as can be seen by the spaces, clothing, and rewards that we're adding each and every month. Content is the draw. And that depth of experience is reflected in the amazing amount of time people spend within home currently, on average just under an hour. And we're going to give them more to do and more to talk about. Today, I'm pleased to announce a new game space coming to home very soon, SingStar, bringing one of our best-loved franchises to life in the virtual world. This space is a fantastic example of how elements of great games can be used to create compelling content within home. Let's take a look at the SingStar space.
What's up, Brian? I've been keeping my eye on the movement. I can't see no room for improvement. But when you're all over there on your Jack Jones, you need to let me get behind your backbone. Cause I'm the man for the job, let me work here. I won't waste no time, I make it worth it. Now it's murder in the dance floor. I wanna take this further than the dance floor. I ain't full school, but I'm still hardcore. You're gonna give me everything I ask for.
Get away from the bar. Tell your boyfriend, hold your jaw and dance with me.
Someone's a fan. But that's not the only space we'll be launching this year. I'm also pleased to announce that Audi will be bringing their progressive and stylish brand to all home users. Audi's involvement will start in September with Audi TV content available in the home cinema before launching the Audi Space at the end of 2009. It really will be unlike anything else in home, and I look forward to sharing more information with you very soon. And there's even more going on at home. We will continue to evolve the home experience, and in September, we'll be adding a variety of new items and features that will make the home experience even more interactive and entertaining. We'll introduce more dance moves, animations, and ways of customizing characters. There will be the ability to roll a dice, flip a coin, and throw a ball anywhere at any time. You'll also be able to carry a camera with you for all those home Kodak moments, or try a shrinking potion. You can be Alice to Home's Wonderland. Of course, for some of us, any less height is not really an attractive proposition. All this demonstrates that home is a place constantly growing and improving in response to the needs and requirements of the community, something that is at the heart of everything we do. This constant evolution informs our approach not just to home, but the whole user experience of PlayStation Network. We will be implementing a host of new features that will make it even better. This will be seen from the 1st of September, and as you can see behind me, I hope, we will improve both navigation and aesthetics for the PSN. We'll introduce the ability to have dynamic themes, shortcuts to the store directly from the game section, and a new area called What's New, in which you'll be able to view and access recently played games and content on the store. Also available as part of this update, specifically for certain European countries, will be shortcuts under the TV icon to certain catch-up TV websites, which have been formatted specifically for PS3 on large TV screens. I'm pleased tonight to announce for the first time that these channels that will be currently on board are initially BBC iPlayer in the UK, which will be followed shortly by Spain with RTV, Antena 3, and La Sexta, in Germany, ZDF Mediatek, in the Netherlands, NOS, and also in Australia, ABC. Catch-up TV channels are one exciting example of how PlayStation 3 is widening the entertainment offering for our consumers. Something else that we've heard regularly from PlayStation fans throughout the ski markets is something of a frustration at the inability to purchase from the PlayStation Store without a credit card. Well, tonight I'm pleased to announce a solution. As of next month, we'll be launching PSN voucher cards in retailers throughout our region. The vouchers will be available in denominations of 20 euros and 50 euros, which we feel offers consumers the chance to experience everything in the PlayStation Store without the need for a credit card. These cards will be available in all major gaming and entertainment retailers, as well as making all of the great games available to download on PS3 more accessible. They will make PSP Go an even easier to use portable device when it launches on October the 1st. Solutions like the PSN voucher cards are a great way for us to give more people the chance to experience the fantastic online entertainment available, whilst ensuring that our retail partners continue to be a major destination for PlayStation fans. But that's not the biggest change to happen to the PlayStation Network this year. We believe that what PlayStation offers, which is truly unique, is the ability for people to take full control of their entertainment needs. Our games encourage creation and individuality. Our hardware encourages music and movie playback. And the network opens up a whole world of sharing, teamwork, and above all, choice. Last year in Leipzig, we introduced SCE's roadmap for PlayStation Network, specifically in the area of download and streaming of non-gaming content. One service we announced that day was VidZone, which since launching in June has been downloaded over 1 million times. I'm pleased to announce that we will be rolling out the VidZone service to Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Norway, New Zealand, and the Benelux countries by the end of this year. We also said that day that we would begin rolling out a video delivery service by the end of 2009. And I'm pleased to announce that we're absolutely on track, and I'd like to introduce you to the service. Roll the video. As you can see from the video, SCE's PlayStation Network video delivery service will be available on both PS3 and PSP, and will initially consist of films only, but with a healthy mix of all major studios, as well as, crucially, local market content. The principle of local content for local people has helped establish PlayStation throughout Europe and the PAL territories. And it underpins our approach to video. Viewers will be able to both rent and buy the films, and will have the choice of watching them in both standard and high definition. The video delivery service will be fully integrated within the PlayStation Network, using the same login, wallet system, and user interface. Viewers can watch a film shortly after the download begins, and they can also access games or other content on their PS3 while the download is taking place. We will be launching the service in the UK, France, Germany, and Spain this November, with access to a catalogue of hundreds of movies. And of course, we'll be rolling out the service to our other stores throughout 2010, and we'll keep you informed of the launch dates as we have them confirmed. I'm sure you'll all agree that it's an exciting time to be part of the PlayStation Network community, with the breadth of content growing exponentially. And that new content doesn't stop with the introduction of the video delivery service. Today, I want to introduce you to the digital reader for PSP, which will be available on the North American and European PlayStation stores this December. With the ability to read many different types of media on your PSP, the digital reader will launch with a service called Digital Comics, initially to be available in English, with further languages to be added over the following weeks and months. Digital Comics will launch with hundreds of comics available, with many new comics being added each and every month. The comics will vary greatly from the biggest names in the comic world, including the Marvel Comics stable, names such as Spider-Man, X-Men, and the Fantastic Four. We also have from IDW, Transformers, and Star Trek. And in partnership with iVerse Media, brands like Archie Comics and Image Comics is proof, all the way to graphic novels and small indie publishers, and of course, local publishers. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Ira Rubinstein, Executive Vice President, Global Digital Media Group from Marvel Entertainment, to tell us a little bit more about their involvement in this critical project. Please welcome Ira.
Thank you, Andy, for allowing me and my Wolverine jacket to join you this evening. We're delighted to be working with PlayStation on this project. Marvel is really excited about the innovative new approach to comic book content, which we believe can help to enhance the comic book experience. Marvel has often been credited with being a company not afraid to take risks, and that has embraced changing technologies to bring fantastic content to our fans in as many ways possible. Today is a great example of that. We are very excited to be offering our catalog of comics to the PlayStation community, a community so closely aligned with the Marvel universe. For 70 years now, Marvel has created unique characters that have captured the imagination of many generations, bringing the likes of Wolverine, Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and the Hulk to the PSP generation is something that is at the core of our business. This is not our first entry in the gaming world, as many of our characters have been featured in PlayStation games, most recently Wolverine, and coming September 15th, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. But it's certainly possible that this service could eventually become our most significant. Thank you again very much for allowing me to be here this evening. I'll now hand you back to Andy.
Thank you, Ira. Let's take a quick look at digital comics in action. I'm sure you'll agree that the content looks stunning. And I look forward to telling you more about comic book content, as well as other broader reading material for the digital reader in the near future. With PSP 3000 going strong and the introduction of PSP Go fast approaching, 2009 promises to be an incredibly successful year for our PSP business. we've shown some great new games coming to PSP, including strong performing IPs like MotorStorm, Little Big Planet, and Gran Turismo. I'm pleased to announce that Loco Roco, Midnight Carnival, and Eye of Judgment will be available for the first time on the show floor. This year's lineup of games on PSP is the strongest ever. It's certainly a very exciting time for PSP. And with that in mind, our priority for the business this year is simple: content, content, and more content. But in addition to the fantastic software lineup we have this year, as well as the video delivery service and comics service, there is a completely new offering that I want to introduce to you this evening. We've talked extensively with PSP owners, and we've understood a shift in their entertainment needs. We've seen that in addition to the rich gaming experiences on blockbuster titles already available on PSP, there's a desire for more bite-sized, snackable games, perfect for those with little time to play. So tonight, I'm happy to say that we have an initiative that meets this need, one which will make PSP even more essential for those on the go. The solution is minis on PSP. So what are minis? Well, at E3, we announced a major reduction in the price of the PSP developer kit. Minis are one of the benefits of that lower price, allowing many developers who've never developed games for PSP before to do so for the first time. Minis will be a new section on the PlayStation Store, offering a wide variety of smaller, downloadable games at low prices. Available exclusively via digital distribution, the games will have a 100 megabyte size limit, ensuring a quick and easy to download experience. We've already been working with a wide variety of developers from all over the world, from Game Shasta in India to Half Brick Studios in Australia, to create an extensive catalog of content for launch. Some of the developers, like Create, originally from Russia, have already been creating content for PSN. Others, like G5 Entertainment, have made the transition from the PC, or, like Subatomic Studios, from the mobile games market to the PSP. And we also have the support of more traditional game publishers as well. And I'm pleased to announce that Electronic Arts, for example, will have Sudoku and Tetris, with other titles to follow before the end of the year. Best of all, this is an initiative that is ready to go. The mini section will be available on the store at the launch of PSP Go on the 1st of October and will offer 15 new games on day one, with more than 50 being offered in 2009. That's a huge number of games coming to PSP this year, playable on all models of the format. But rather than me talking, let's take a quick look at what minis are all about. Minis, the PSN voucher cards, and a host of great titles for PSP all have one thing in common. They offer the consumer greater choice. And that's a principle we apply to hardware as well as content. In that same spirit, we will be introducing a range of new colors to the PSP 3000 portfolio. Turquoise green, blossom pink, and lilac purple. Somewhat tautological. It took colored PSPs to get you guys going. I love it. They will be available both as standalone products, but also as part of bundles, with turquoise green bundled with Little Big Planet, lilac purple bundled with Hannah Montana, my daughter's own particular favorite. Wherever you go, it's always Hannah. And to highlight the fantastic games available on PSP this holiday season throughout the SCE territories, we'll be offering a number of other bundles that really showcase the great choice on PSP. As you can see behind me, it's a strong lineup of games, including Soul Calibur, Broken Destiny, Dissidia Final Fantasy, MotorStorm Arctic Edge, FIFA 2010, Tekken 6, Invisimals, GT PSP, and Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. This year, there truly are PSP games for all ages and all tastes. It's one of the games that I've just mentioned that I would like to highlight now. Gran Turismo on PSP is one of the most anticipated games coming to the format this year, with its incredible graphics and compelling gameplay. To celebrate the launch of PSP Go, I'm delighted to announce a very exciting offer for those wanting to pick up the new PSP Go as soon as it launches. For those people within the European and PAL countries who register their PSP Go between the 1st and the 10th of October, they will receive a free downloadable version of GT PSP. This will not be a demo or a cut-down version of the game, but the entire GT on PSP in all its glory. We think this will give PSP Go owners the best possible start to the world of digital downloads and shows our commitment to that area of our business. So, continuing with the theme of games, games were the cornerstone of our E3 press conference this year, great games available on all PlayStation platforms. As well as the excellent titles coming to PSP, we built up the excitement for some of this year's new PS3 titles, such as iPad, one of our most innovative franchises. I'm pleased to announce tonight that iPad will retail at a very competitive recommended retail price of €49.99, which will include the PlayStation Eye camera as well as the game. This will make iPad a very compelling offering for families and kids this holiday season. Also coming out this year on PS3 is Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. When we unveiled the last video of Uncharted, it received an incredible amount of buzz, and we were really excited about the potential for the game. With that in mind, let's take another look at Nathan Drake in action.
I suppose I should have quit while I was ahead. A little late for that now. What's that saying? Fortune favors the bold? Yeah, right. Lucky me.
So a glimpse of a slightly different aspect of the game, but Uncharted 2 looking fantastic. At E3, we also look forward to next year with games such as God of War 3 and MAG, as well as introducing you to brand new games such as The Last Guardian and Mod Nation Racers. However, one of the most frequent questions asked during the show was about another of our most anticipated titles, Heavy Rain. Therefore, we felt that it was only fitting, a year after introducing the game to you here in Germany, that I asked David Cage of Quantic Dream to join me on stage to tell you more about this truly incredible title. Please welcome David.
How far are you prepared to go to save someone you love? I would do anything for you is something we've all said to someone we love, a wife, a parent, a child. But what does it exactly mean? Would you really do anything for love? Would you be ready to give all you've got or to travel across the world? Would you be ready to take risks, to end your pain? Would you be ready to kill someone to save someone you love? Would you give your own life by love? These are very difficult questions, and fortunately, most of us will never have to answer them in our normal lives. We imagine Heavy Rain to put you in the shoes of different people confronted with this terrible question and having to face the consequences of their decisions. Heavy Rain will feature 4 main characters, 4 lives, 4 different ways of answering this question. We already talked about Norman Jayden, the FBI profiler, and Madison Page, the young photographer. Here in Cologne, we are going to introduce you to the last 2 characters. The first one is Scott Shelby. He is a private detective investigating the Origami Killer's case. But it's the last character I'd like to talk about today. The idea for him was inspired by a personal experience. I was out shopping in a mall with my wife and my young son, and we lost him. I thought he was with my wife thought he was with me, and we suddenly realized he had disappeared. We lived the most horrible and frightening 10 minutes of our lives until we heard someone through the speakers saying a little boy was waiting for his parents at the front desk. I wanted to write a story that could convey at least a fraction of the fear, guilt, and panic that I felt in that moment. This is the starting point of Ethan Marr's story. Ethan is a young architect living on the east coast of the US, and 2 years ago, he lost his eldest son in the crowd, and the kid was hit by a car and died. Once a successful and happy family man, Ethan is now grief-stricken and depressed, separated from his wife and distant from his other son, Sean. When Sean disappears and mysterious circumstances pointing at the Origami Killer, Ethan must confront his own fears and guilt. He knows he has only 4 days to save his son and to find redemption. For the first time, we are going to reveal some aspects of the emotional side of the story that is really at the heart of Heavy Rain. This game is about love, empathy, fear, trust, hate, sadness, sacrifice. Most of all, Heavy Rain is a story of guilt, love, and redemption.
Sometimes it's better not to know. I did for love.
Thank you. All the images you have seen in this teaser are in real-time 3D, captured from the game, and of course all these scenes are fully interactive. To give you an idea of the scope of the game, this is just the teaser of one of the 4 main characters. The 3 others have the same diversity of places to explore, characters to meet, and of course unique gameplay. Heavy Rain will be a different type of game, trying to propose a new way of interacting that is not based on repetitive patterns and violence, but on something deeper and more emotionally involving. In times where many in this industry can see the need to invent something new and to define in what direction games should grow, we hope Heavy Rain will be a milestone in this new direction. The team and I are working very hard to deliver the very ambitious promise of the game. So until Heavy Rain is released, ask yourself how far you are prepared to go to save someone you love. Thank you.
Thank you. Heavy Rain is definitely a great example of what is possible on PS3. At E3, we also unveiled a brand new technology for PS3, our motion sensing controller. I know that many of you are eager to learn more and to get the full motion controller experience. And for that, you'll have to wait to next month's Tokyo Game Show, where we'll have a lot to demonstrate and a lot to talk about. For tonight, though, just to whet your appetites a little bit further, we wanted to show you a short video from our developers with some of the games that they're hard at work on right now. Let's take a look.
In real life, people don't just move sideways. That's why our motion sensing controller reads your position in full 3D. This means that you can reach right into the TV and become part of the game, placing you bang in the center of all the action. Gone are the days of just standing there waving your arms around. The motion sensing controller gives you an amazing level of control over all the action. Every movement, from a brushstroke to a turn of a key or a wave of a wand, is captured with amazing precision. So what you see on screen will actually match the movements you're making at home down to a sub-pixel accuracy. With our motion sensing controller, light and colour give you clever new ways to play. Colour and light signals can spotlight the winner or show you which enemy to make your next target. It's all about game feedback. Whatever you're experiencing is brought to life through the controller. Something to remember. A motion sensing controller can be anything you want it to be. A sword to slay dragons, a torch to light your way through creepy caverns, or even an ancient gladiator shield. Combined with the PlayStation Eye camera, it can track your every movement, or give an on-screen character a familiar face. With our motion sensing controller, there are loads of unique adventures on the way, and they will all take place in eye-popping, razor-sharp high definition on PlayStation 3. Right, it's time for us to go back to work. We hope this little taster gave you a bit of an insight into what we're working on with our motion sensing controller for PlayStation 3. Now, it's back to you, Andy.
Thanks, guys. So as you can see, Tokyo Game Show will be well worth the wait. Now, before I leave you to enjoy a nice cold beer, I want to introduce one last guest on stage to talk further about PlayStation's foundation for momentum this holiday season and beyond. I'm delighted to welcome on stage, for the first time at an event like this in Europe, Kazuo Hirai, President and Group CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment. Please welcome Kaz.
Thank you, Andy. It's absolutely fantastic to be here this evening. This year saw a resurgence of E3 in Los Angeles, which I hope you all agree was a great success for the industry as a whole. And of course, in September, we'll be at the Tokyo Game Show, which as always is going to be a very unique event, really showcasing the Japanese obsessive passion for gaming. But looking at the fantastic event that we have right here in Cologne this year, I think it's very clear that we now have a third major date on our gaming calendars. One that I'm very excited to be a part of, and one that SCE is looking forward to supporting for many, many years to come. This event clearly highlights how the gaming industry in Europe has changed and really grown beyond recognition over the past 15 years. Not only are the sales of our products in Europe incredibly strong, but we see great games coming out of our European studios, including some of PlayStation 3's biggest brands, Killzone, MotorStorm, SingStar, and of course, Little Big Planet. To have a major global event in Europe that celebrates the industry as a whole and brings the world's media together with hundreds of thousands of consumers is a great thing that I certainly wholeheartedly applaud. But of course, I'm not just here to celebrate this fantastic event. I'm actually here to help Andy demonstrate to you how PlayStation is moving forward, not simply following the patterns of the industry, but shaping the future of our industry. And it's the shape and form that I would like to talk to you about today. Did you think this podium was here just to stand here for the entire evening? Not really. So in 2004, as you may recall, we launched a slim version of PlayStation 2. A defining moment for that console, helping us to really expand the user base of PlayStation 2 further. And of course, today is that day for PlayStation 3. Allow me to introduce the latest version of PlayStation 3, available in stores throughout the world from the first week of September. Just make sure it stands properly. That's why this stand was here, as some of you may have noticed. Anyway, so with the same features and functionality of the current PlayStation 3, the latest model here with its 120 gigabyte hard drive disk is 32% smaller, 36% lighter, and has 34% less power consumption than the original PlayStation 3. But that's actually not the most important stat that I can give you this evening. The most important figures are 2, 9, and 9. And in case you haven't figured out what that number means, it's the price. This version of PlayStation 3 will be available at an RRP of 299 euros, $299 in the United States, and 29,980 yen in Japan. And I'm also pleased to announce that throughout the SCE territories and in the US, this price will be available in stores as of tomorrow for the current model of the PlayStation 3 as well. So with that, I will pass you back to Andy. Thank you very much for allowing me to share this fantastic news with everyone this evening. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the rest of GamesCom. Thank you.
He always gets the best bits. How do you follow that? Thank you, Kaz. I'm sure that our new model and price for PS3 will really help drive our current momentum to a whole new level. And I'm more excited than ever about the future of our business. Now, please note that throughout the SCE countries, the exact release date of the new PS3 model will vary by country, but will be available everywhere during the week of the 1st of September. I hope that you found tonight interesting and informative. Most of all, what I hope you take from it is that PlayStation is a company with a vibrant future, both as a business and as a key driver of this incredible industry. Historically, we've shaped the industry and responded to the entertainment desires of our consumer, and we're committed to continuing that. We believe that everyone enjoys entertainment differently and should have the choice as to what kind of entertainment they consume and exactly how they consume it. PlayStation is the gateway to that entertainment. PlayStation is all about individuality. So thank you for coming tonight. I can certainly say that for me, the first ever Gamescom here in Cologne has definitely feel like it started now. Please join us for a celebratory drink in the next room and enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you very much.